I mean, if, you know, I'll try not to make this, but when the first time my kid got in trouble in school, he knew he fucked up, and I let him know he fucked up in front of the other teachers. So they knew that I took it seriously. And then we got home and he heard more how he fucked up. And when he fucks up, he knows it. That's what parents are for.
Accountability.
Say that again, mister?
Accountability. That's what you
Yeah, thank you very, and yes, exactly.
You know,
Thank you very much.
You know what, baby? That's the difference between you and I. I grew up the first 11, 12 years of my life in a very impoverished neighborhood because my mom came as an immigrant and then finally worked her way up and got out of there. But I was bullied. I saw all the violence. But there's a difference between people who decide I'm not going to be a violent person or I will be a violent person. Myself and my family chose to be non-violent people, and we turned out okay. We didn't go your route of going, I will fight the violence with violence, because that would put you in the same circle with those same violent people.
Let me ask you a question. If somebody jumps me, steals my shit, they've done it more than once, maybe this time, you know, I had to go stay in the hospital for a little bit, and then I know they're still fucking with me. Should I morally feel bad if I thought I could get away with it, which I probably would, and just put a bullet in the back of his head? Should I have any moral qualms with doing that? Just to protect myself from his predation.
Well, I got jumped. I had a lot of those things happen to me, and guess what? I turned out okay, and I don't think about those things. The people who did those things are bums somewhere, still doing those things, or dead or in jail, and I moved on with my life. So if you want to put bullet in the back of your head and be a criminal and get away with things, that's the type of things that land you in juvie.
Well, you know, if we're going to be completely fair about this, everybody has their own journey that they must lead. Yeah, I mean, TN, you know, on one hand, I know you're saying the things to give heat to Pepe, and I get that. And I also agree with you, and we should applaud people like you who, in spite of their difficult circumstances, nonetheless still manage to not fall into crime. Good for you, and kudos to you. However, and there is a wide range of human experience. But when we speak in generalities, and I'm using Pepe as perhaps the example, we do know that statistically, having the fathers in the home statistically improves the outcomes of both girls and boys developmentally and in terms of their adult life, not getting into crime, not getting into drugs, not becoming strippers, etc., etc., etc. So I think we can discuss both of those things and not necessarily have to use them as throwing shade at Pepe. Though if I'm not here to police you either. If you want to do that, that's your business. But I'm trying to remember the Chris Rock joke. If it's something like, if the lights aren't on, that's daddy's fault. And if your kid becomes a stripper, well, that's mommy's fault. Something like that.
Well, I'm just curious though, Tien. You said that violence isn't an answer. I mean, I don't know. If somebody kills a loved one and you can, let's just say you'll get away with it. I mean, are you telling me that you don't know that you could do it? Yeah. Well, here's an example. Do you know that because it was on video? There were these Cajuns. They lived in Louisiana, and the karate instructor ended up taking kidnapping the boy out of state and sodomizing him. And they both walked off the airplane, and the father was, had a hat on and acted like he was on the phone. And then when the suspect, the karate teacher, was being escorted off the plane, he turned around from the pay booth holding a revolver and shot him in the head and killed him. I mean, I think he didn't get convicted of Louisiana jury wasn't going to convict him, but I think he got some kind of like civil rights charge or some shit, but he still didn't really do any time. But I mean, Tien, do you think like that man, for example, is a violent criminal? He's somebody that because he resorted to using violence, he's somehow bad?
No, Doug. No, Doug. Yeah, Brandon Herrera did a video about recreating that. And every time one of them tries to take the same shot, they all go, no, Doug, no. Because the cops knew the guy.
Oh, I think wasn't his name Larry?
Oh, but then Larry, whatever. But yeah.
No, Larry, why, Larry?
Yeah.
Well, Pepe, I don't know. I operate, for me personally, I try to operate under the laws of whatever country I'm in. I've been to several countries, 38 to be exact. And I'll tell you this, I hate what's going on I hate the cities in Europe and the pickpocketing and the scamming, and I hate the fact that criminals are being protected all across the world, right? But we have laws in countries that have to be respected, unfortunately. But I'll tell you this, because I'm not a saint, right? I'm not here to say I'm going to forgive whoever hurts my family or hurts me. When I was in South Africa in December, a guy snatched my phone, right? And I never thought this would happen to me, but it did. He snatched my phone. But the good thing is that there's a wiggle room in the justice system where jungle justice can almost be had without any consequence. So when people in the neighborhood came to me and said, we can catch this guy, they said, what do you want us to do with him? You want us to kill him? You want us to beat his ass? Now I'm operating under the guise of that flawed system, that loophole that gives me power to have that type of revenge, the type of revenge I can't have in the United States of America. So I operate under that guise. That's just how I move. I follow the law, bro. I'm a law-abiding citizen wherever I go.
Well, let me ask you a question. If you live in a country, let's say you live in a country where nobody follows the law, everybody skims from the top, it's just kind of a corrupt country, would you obey the law then?
That's my point. That's the point I'm making. Is that because I'm currently in a lawless nation, I have that type of wiggle room. I don't have that in America, so I can't try to get away with things. I can't try to exact my own form of revenge because America's not going to protect me. They're going to protect the criminal. I'm going to be the one in jail with the criminal. He might even walk.
I mean, I would think there's some countries like Mexico, and you can get into it, but there's a lot of laws where I'd say they're at best suggestions. They're not.
Well, while you're in America, you can't just do what you want, and you and I know that. You can come to South Africa and we can go kill everybody who's ever done something to anybody and get away with it. You can't get away with it in America, and you just have to respect it. Yeah, Elizabeth, it's an immigration crisis that allows for any and everybody undocumented to populate cities, scam, steal, pickpocket from everybody, and with no consequences. It was a shame when I was in Madrid and Paris. They're arresting people left and right and then letting them go. And then they're warning tourists, if something ever happens to you, don't do anything about it or you're the one who goes to jail. That's the world we live in today. Our lawmakers are scumbags who protect criminals because they were probably elected by criminals, so they have to maintain that status quo. But I think it's a